plenty of action. What will the OTR SuperSprint deliver for us today? And look how they just gently ease them off the line. Mostert's done the best job. He's gone to the lead. It was a battle for Heimgartner to get that thing mobile. And whipping up on the outside, Di Pasquale's well in position here. Here comes Van Gisbergen as well. And they've got no temperature at all in brakes and tyres at turn 1.
Di Pasquale around the outside. They're 3 abreast now because Davison's grabbed the inside, but he's pulled back out of it. They were 3 abreast out of turn 2 up to turn 3. Very, very low grip level. Have a look at them squirming around and sliding. Anton Di Pasquale's done a great job. So cars that were 2nd and 4th have gone to 1st and 2nd.
Oh, Mostert ran wide, and he's relinquished the lead as a result of it. So Chaz got in strife across the water there, and Heimgartner will get down the inside. And now, in fact, we've got a moment up the front, and Anton's gone wide down there as well, and he's dropped a bunch of places in that process.
Heimgartner around the outside. He made a beautiful move on Mostert, and he's able to capitalise.
Pressing on, not knowing what the grip levels are. They've got cold tyres, so we've already seen big changes in the first 1/3 of a lap. Heimgartner is the leader, followed by Mostert, followed by Davison. Anton will be kicking himself. He'll be frustrated. He's in behind Will Brown and in front of Rodi Kostecki.
Thomas Randall there around the outside was able to come out of turn 12 without contact as Jamie tries to put the nose down the inside of Tim Slade at turn 13. So there's been some movers and shakers, and we saw off the start that outside row really capitalise as Van Gisbergen gets down the inside. He'll push Davison wide. He does. Gets that position from Will. So that puts him up into 3rd. So he's done a beautiful job on this opening lap. Van Gisbergen's been the real winner. Will Brown now down the inside of Davison. His teammate Anton Di Pasquale also capitalised.
Brody's in this party too and splits the Shell V-Power Racing Team entries. Will comes back up the inside here to try and get a better exit out of the final corner, and in fact he has got a better exit. End of lap number 1. It's 0.8 of a second margin for Heimgartner over Mostert.
This is the camera shot that we had as the car exited. That's very close. Scott Pye. And then it continues on from our helmet cam because the exit is going to be interesting. We're going to pick up on it. Barapes helmet cam straight out. Oh, lucky. I think he propped, didn't he?
Yeah, saved what would have been a pretty ugly moment.
Here we go. It's going to prop. He did prop. So nice presence of mind from Goddard there to avoid the incident. So yeah, a little radio communication issue there. They probably would have rather come in before. So fleet of cars in again. We just saw Kostecki, Courtney in behind.
Oh, have they got enough length there? They can't couple. He's too far in. Oh, there, that's costly.
Disaster.
Yeah, so that was at full stretch.
That's a good pickup. Good pickup.
That's going to drop him down the order even further. So every second vital. So a little comms gremlin somewhere, and then just slightly inboard when it came to positioning the car, and they didn't have anything like enough length available.
Yeah, go.
Being brave. Did he get out? There's a little bump.
Go on the line.
And it's continuing. There we go. So one out, one in. A little bit of shuffling in that process. Jamie's car doesn't look significantly different in its lateral positioning, so there's more to that story with the host. So we'll get one of the pit lane reporters to have a look at that and understand it.
So these guys are all, if it looks like a duck, sounds like a duck, probably quacks like a duck because there's clouds everywhere, it's raining.
Thanks, Garth. The reason why we gasped all of a sudden was that Cam Waters went very close to having a major incident at the bottom of the straight there with a big lock-up, almost clouding one of the Red Bull cars, Sam Pottery's engineers there. So Garth Tander giving us the word that it is now raining. The best decision next.
A 5-second time penalty for car 7.
Yeah,
5-second time penalty for car 7 for a pit lane infringement.
And once you're out there in the boonies, there's no coming back in a hurry.
Trying to grab 1,500 kilos and try to drag it back onto the dry line. No way at that point. And then on a slick tyre in the grass, Those two things don't go together. So this is working for Percat. Can you believe from the back of the grid, you take a punt like that and it is absolutely 100% working for Percat. His pace is good. He's done the fastest lap of the race so far, so it's not like it's a lucky dip to get to where he is. He's done a remarkable job.
Paul,
here we go.
For car two has a 5-second time penalty, a 5-second time penalty for a pit lane infringement.
So Percat's going on with it. So the other important thing about what Nick's doing at the moment is he needs to fatten that margin up as much as he possibly can. The way things are at the moment, he's got 27 odd seconds over Heimgartner. What have we got here on the Repco replay? Worry when I see people off the racing line down there. This explains what happened between Kurt Kostecki and Jake Kostecki. That was awkward. And I reckon Jake might potentially have a little bit of steering tweak in as a result of that one as well. Dunlop tyre yopping in the background, and that was
Courtney?
James Courtney running wide. That was costly.
Off the road, Van Gisbergen. That's a big moment because he'd made so much ground and he'd come through the field. That's actually put him way back. There's going to be about 10th, maybe even further back, Crompo. Yeah, I can't tell you yet because he keeps on firing down the totem pole at 1,000 miles an hour. I can't even work out where he is.
I think it's worse than that. So rears only, good, fast, efficient stop. They've been leading the Pertec Pit Stop Challenge with great stops at Brad Jones Racing. So there is our race leader. He's got the 5-second penalty. You can hear the radio chat in the background, but he's enjoying a margin over Chaz Mostert. There's Chaz, and out comes Nick. That was a very, very good stop. He's come out in a better position than I thought.
Yep, so he's got to use his head here now because there's huge pressure with Di Pasquale and Waters. So this might keep him on the podium if he uses his head. So get to the inside, park it up, slow them on the exit, and then try to hold the spot. No, he can't do it. Those cold tyres. Temperature for Di Pasquale was infinitely better. What happens here is going to be interesting because he's going to run wide. Percat's got no tyre grip yet.
He was not yielding at all there. He made Cam go the hard, long way. And in the not too distant future, those rears will start to work. So he might get a giddy up then and get back at Anton. Less than 4.95 kilometres to run. 1 lap remains for the OTR Super Sprint at the bend. Andre Heimgartner's got command of this motor race with a margin of 8.89 seconds, but he's carrying a 5-second penalty. But he's still got a cushion in hand. They dare not breathe inside the Kelly Grove Racing garage. But this is a huge moment, a breakthrough moment for Heimgartner, who's worked all of his career to get into a consistent professional team where he was able to stay in the same show year in and year out and have a group of people working with him and around him. Todd Kelly has shown faith. And he might be about to deliver maximum points and an outstanding result.
And this is no fluke. He was competitive here last year. He was right at the front of the field. He knocked everybody off in practice earlier. He beat them in the wet in qualifying. And for him to do this today, not just for Andre himself and his engineering group, but for that team, for Kelly Grove Racing, in a Mustang, superb, absolutely superb.
A couple of corners to negotiate now. He's found a perfect rhythm this afternoon. He squeezed every last millimetre of performance out of this car. And it's been a huge job, not only for him, but also for his team. So Mostert will be second, Di Pasquale's going to be third, but it's a final corner run now for Andre Heimgartner. He squares it up coming out of the final corner, and it is a first-time victory now for Andre Heimgartner, his first supercar win.
Awesome, that was so good to watch.
That's how much it means.
Huge moment for that team. And a tremendous drive to not only win, but to clear the penalty margin as well.
Thanks, yes.
He'll be in tears. First win.
Good work. Awesome. Good stuff.
Life-changing moment for this young Kiwi.
And Nick Percat lost some ground in the closing moments that Stephen Grove and Todd Kelly, Brenton Grove, John Russell jumping in there and congratulating as well. And what an awesome moment. down in southeastern Melbourne. Huge celebration. Donut for Andre. Last podium was here. So it's a place that he clicks with. Repco Supercars Championship and a first-time victory for Andre Heimgartner, home by just under 4 seconds over Chaz Mostert. And that included obviously subtracting the penalty. And then Anton De Pasquale, Cam Waters, Nick Percat, Jamie Whincup and his teammate Shane Van Gisbergen had a difficult afternoon with that pit stop that didn't quite go to plan and 1 or 2 moments running wide. Davison, Kostecki and LeBrock, the top 10. Looking further afield, Will Brown ended up 11th after being super competitive early on. He's doing such a good job this year. And then beyond him, we had Courtney Pye, Slade, Hazelwood, Fullwood, Randall and Thomas Randall doing a nice job in 17th. Goddard, Kostecki, that is Kurt, Coulthard, Jake Kostecki, Jones, Smith, Jacobson and poor old Frosty, Mark Winterbottom had to struggle around there with that power steering trauma. Ended up 2.3 laps off the lead. So, champ points. This is interesting. So, 140 points is the gap between first and second at the moment. When you look further afield, Anton De Pasquale's come up 1 spot, but Andre has come up 3 spots to be able to sneak into the 8th position in the championship. So that is nice work for him. Maximum points this afternoon.